la arma de Yelan, pero no estoy descontento, así puedo jugar con esa arma en con dos personajes al mismo tiempo. Así que quiero que se la dejaré a Jutao hasta que no tenga el báculo de Homa. Tomé decisiones esta semana. Esta semana, por ejemplo, acabo de prácticamente abandonar mi otra cuenta. O no sé si la haré, al final de cuentas la haré flip to play. Hice una última tirada, me salió Yelan y decidí dejarla ahí. ¿Por qué? Porque estoy dedicando, aparte del Genshin, estoy dedicándole mucho tiempo a otros juegos. No, y es un... Como pasó con mis otras dos cuentas, es mucho gasto de dinero, mucho gasto de tiempo, mucho esfuerzo y también la verdad, prefiero llevármela más tranquilo y dedicarle más tiempo a mi hijo. Bueno, vamos a empezar la misión de Yelan. Y al final de cuentas haremos otro try para ver si pasamos el piso 11 del abismo. Que ese es el plan de hoy. Veamos. Lo más selecto, esta es la posición de Yelan. Vamos a hacerlo. No voy a gastarme esa energía porque sinceramente quiero tener energía para empezar el pase de batalla de la semana. Vayamos ahí. Tengo mucho calor. Ahora tengo el ventilador chiquito para bajar un poquito la temperatura. Y mi hijo está dormidito. A gusto, feliz, contento. Le encanta. Hemos tenido muchas cosas, muchas actividades y yo creo que está rendido. En fin. Como les digo, he tenido mucho trabajo. Pero me ha estado gustando estar en el trabajo últimamente. Me he llevado.
Traveler, Paimon, it's been a long time.
Oh, hey, Huishin. Long time no see.
Huishin?
Fancy meeting you here. How's work these days?
Thanks to the help of people like you and colleagues like Ganyu, better all the time.
Si la recuerdan, es de la que estaba en la quest de Ganyu.
I've been feeling distracted at work lately.
Que era una chava que tenía tiempo que está siendo secretaria de las 7 estrellas del Liyue, pero que tenía dudas sobre si esa era su carrera, que se estaba haciendo bien el trabajo, y al final Ganyu ayudó a motivarse para seguir con ello. ¿Ocurrió algo? Su padre era un viejito bastante curioso y bastante agradable, por cierto, que nos pide ayuda para que su hija no se desmotive.
Nothing specifically. He's not unwell. He says he's just increasingly low on energy these days. He's always said, old age comes for us all in the end. Still, I just can't help but feel a little emotional watching it happen to him. Anyway, my father's currently on the 2nd floor of Yangsheng Tea House. Why don't you come pay him a visit with me? He seems very fond of you, too. I'm sure chatting with you will make him very happy.
Sure, let's go.
A ver si no nos salta la otra misión que tenemos pendiente que pensaba hacer en la noche. Hay una misión creo que es con Yelan, que te salta en... Llegaste al destino. A mí me suena como que hay algo nuevo en ese lugar. Ah, sí. Escaleras, ¿quién la necesita?
Uncle Tien, we're here to chat with you.
Oh? What a lovely surprise. Welcome. Oishi, why don't you go downstairs and get the shopkeeper to make us
Acabo
a
de
fresh
imaginar a la chava esta saltando por la cornisa con sus alitas. Pedir el té y volver a subir. Porque yo no vi
I
ninguna
heard
escaleras.
that you've been traveling all over the place recently. Hoishin told you, didn't she? Don't worry. I'm quite all right. It's just the years gradually catching up with me. As I grow older, I'm starting to find that with many things, though the mind is willing, the flesh is weak. Especially recently, I've noticed I am still very much in good standing as the Tianshu today. Nevertheless, I wish to pass on.
How difficult is it to transfer the Tianshu position?
Oh, well, you see, the Tianshu is a rather unique position among the Liu. Historically speaking, the Tianshu rarely appears in public. We stay behind the scenes. We also want to keep any prospective Tianshu candidates free from influence by outside forces. So we tend to be as discreet as possible in their assessment and
Recuerden que casi todos
appointment.
los
For these reasons, the incumbent Tianshu typically recommends their candidate of choice, and this is then approved by the other Qixing members.
So in other words, you pick someone, and then Lady Keqing, Lady Ningguang, and the other Qixing appoint them?
Correct. Unfortunately, due to my health, I won't be able to assess every candidate myself. Not to despair, however, because I found someone exceptionally capable to act on my behalf
changos,
as
bolsillos
assessment
gorilas.
officer. In fact,
Ah, sí vi
I
escaleras.
believe you recently became
Y yo
acquainted
caía
with her
irrumpiendo de
yourself.
forma poco agradable y
I'm heartbroken.
desconsiderada.
I thought it might take you a little longer than this to forget all about me.
It's Yelan!
Jackpot. Uncle Tian here asked me to assess 3 candidates for him.
Me encanta
Fancy
su
joining me?
cabello.
You'll be among the first to get to know
Una
the
de
next
las razones
Tianshu.
por... No,
Might be
tengo
a good
cierta
opportunity
fijación
for
con
you.
el cabello, ciertamente.
What do you think? Paimon thinks so too. It can't be a bad thing to be on good terms with the new Qixing, right?
All right then. Though, I gotta say, Uncle Tian, you say you're into behind-the-scenes planning? My work's of the covert variety too. Don't you think I might make a good Tianshu?
Huh? Yelan, you want to be the next Tianshu?
I'm not opposed to the idea, but I suspect Ningguang wouldn't let you go very easily after how long you've been
Ay,
working
quiero un aumento a
together.
la señorita.
So, how about this? If your investigation reveals that none of the other candidates are qualified for the position, I'll recommend you for the job.
Deal. Well, you guys take your time. Everything's all set for the assessments to go ahead. Meet me on the first floor when you're ready. Until then, have a pleasant conversation. Oh, and no need to pay for your tea. As the new owner of this fine establishment, this runs on the house.
Ya, lo entiendo todo. Por eso nos dijo
You're all
eso,
set?
la de la puerta. Que lo cierto es lo que estaba haciendo el nuevo dueño.
Uncle Tian seems really worn down. It's like all his energy's gone.
Yeah, it may sound harsh, but Uncle Tian is past his prime. He's not cut out for this anymore. So he's recommended 3
imagino.
candidates.
Una,
Their names
una
are Qinwei,
ciudad que se
Minghua,
dedica
and
tanto al
Zhi Yi.
comercio y tanto a los
Qinwei
tratados
is
y
a
a las
wealthy
investigaciones.
entrepreneur. Minghua works at the Liyue Ministry of Civil Affairs, and Zhi Yi is focused on study and travel. Try to keep all that in mind. Of course, it doesn't really matter if you forget, since we'll be assessing them at Yuehai Pavilion.
Qianwei, Mingguo, Zhi. Paimon should be able to remember their names, but what does the assessment involve exactly?
Let's leave that until we get to Yuehai Pavilion. All right. Heads in the game, people. The stakes don't get much higher than a change in the Qixing. We can't afford to miss anything, no matter how small.
Got it. We'll keep our eyes wide open.
Ay, entonces ella compró el nuevo tejo y va a ser una especie como de lugar para contactos, por eso hizo los dichosos arreglos. Qué enano está. Chao. Qué enano está. Nada, me encantaba este lugar porque aquí voy a sacar mucho bambú. Bonito. Sacabas uno más por cada golpe. A veces te llenabas de bambú a lo loco, a lo loco. Y como casi todo lo de DJ te pide bambú como madera. Perdón, ando un poquito seco de la garganta.
My legs are getting sore. What is wrong with this assessment officer? This is a huge occasion and I don't even get a chair.
Ah, chillón.
I've dealt with all kinds of people in my time, but never have I been made to stand while I'm waiting for an appointment.
Oh, I mean, I think it's fine.
That's called being complacent. If you're happy to just accept the way things are, you'll never be able to change anything in the future.
Oh, come on. That's just... Now you're just being unreasonable.
All right, you two. Let's not get into a big argument over this. It's not worth it.
Ay, no le pudieron
Xianwei,
poner la
that was a
misma
bit
voz a los
uncalled
tres,
for.
¿sí?
And Mingbo, cut him some slack. We've all been standing around for a while. It's natural to be getting irritable. Look, how about this? There's no rule saying we're obliged to stand up while we wait, so why don't we borrow some chairs from the guild nearby?
Fine.
Es bastante interesante.
They're not the best quality chairs, to be sure. But under the circumstances, it would be better than nothing.
Ay, déjame digo, es un tipo complaciente, un tipo bastante quejumbroso y un tipo
looks
que
like
busca
all three
lidiar con varias
candidates have
cosas al
arrived.
mismo tiempo. Ya sé quién es el que va a ser el próximo eje celestial.
We'll meet them formally soon. Before that, let me run you through the assessment process. I've split it into 2 stages: current affairs and planning, and face-to-face interview. In the first stage, candidates are required to submit a manifesto for Liyue's development. In the second stage, we will ask them some questions in person. Writing a manifesto takes time, so I informed them of this requirement in advance. These are the reports they submitted.
Wow, one of them is really thick.
It's also worth mentioning a stipulation I gave them. Whoever is appointed as the new Tianshu will be expected to implement their plan as put forward in their manifesto. Failing the occurrence of some cataclysmic event, they will not be permitted to change their plan. Therefore, these 3 piles of documents in front of us represent where each candidate stands on key policy. There's still some time. Have a skim through, get a first impression of what each person's... I'll be waiting off to the side. Just let me know when you're done.
Vamos a ver de qué habla cada uno de los planes. Plan de Chi. Parece que para Chiyu lo esencial es resolver problemas, por lo que ofrece soluciones claras y concisas a numerosos dilemas. Como tiene muchas páginas, solo puede darle una ojeada. Sí, ese es el de Chi. Xianwei. La puerta de Xianwei aborda bastantes temas de índole comercial y presenta muchas ideas perspicaces al respecto. Desde el punto de vista de Xianwei, la regulación y los beneficios son indispensables. Mingguo. Esta Mingguo trata de asuntos internos y de bienestar social. Desde el punto de vista de Mingguo, un mundo justo para todos se consigue con rectitud. Ay, Dios mío, ya entendí. Un tipo es demasiado detallista, el otro simplemente busca el dinero y el bienestar, el otro busca que todas las personas se la pasen mejor. Ya sé de quién es cada uno.
Finished, huh? What did you think?
Everyone took it very seriously.
Of course they did. They have the chance to be picked as the new Tianshu, so you can bet they're putting their best foot forward. And keep in mind, whoever gets in has to execute their plan as
¿Y qué
written.
piensas tú, Yelan?
Nobody wants to have any regrets. That's for me to know and you to find out. We can talk more after the interviews. We'll see the candidates now. Let's do one at a time. Start with Chenwei.
Yes, ma'am.